South African homeowners fight for justice in R60 bn in class action against big banks, by Satori News. A groundbreaking class action lawsuit amounting to R60 billion is looming over South Africa's financial giants. Poised as a David versus Goliath battle, the lawsuit pits hundreds of individuals whose homes were seized and auctioned at a pittance against some of the country's most prominent banks: Absa, Standard Bank, First Rand Bank, and Nedbank. The case, set into motion in 2020 at the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, roots back to a myriad of dispossessions where families saw their homes sold off for as low as 10% of their market value. These practices have left a significant number of former homeowners in a state of homelessness and financial ruin for over a decade. The banks, standing on the might of their formidable legal teams, are currently challenging the certification of the class action while denying culpability. The applicants, alongside their advocate, Douglas Shaw, are determined to hold the banks to account for what they consider massive injustices meted out against poor and vulnerable individuals. Shedding light on the unethical financial practices, the applicants argue that sales were often conducted without reserve prices, resulting in grossly undervalued transactions. The situation has improved slightly since 2018, after the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria modified rules to introduce reserve prices at auctions. Yet for many, the damage already inflicted remains uncompensated. The charge led by the applicants is intense and clear-cut. They seek justice and fair remuneration for assets unjustly stripped away. They do not outright oppose the principle of repossessing and selling properties, but take a firm stance against sales that are not an absolute last resort, or those that accept offers far too low, failing to reflect true market values. The heart of the issue circles back to a more humane concern, that of human dignity and the right to adequate housing. What exacerbates their dire situation is the stark contrast between the legal and financial capabilities of the banks versus the limited resources of the applicants. Nevertheless, it's a fight they are not willing to abandon, as they persevere for their case to be heard, aiming towards an outcome that respects their rights and provides a precedent for just conduct in the financial sphere. With the upcoming virtual meeting intended to usher in the certification process, many South Africans hold their breath in anticipation of what might be a historic turning point for banking conduct and consumer rights in the nation. Thank you for choosing Satori News.